Okay, you're in the right place. We're going to start in just a short moment. Thank you for joining. Excuse me. That's not very polite. Like, how do you do this when you're online? We'll get started real soon. I'm just going to wait a minute or two. Appreciate you joining me. We're going to have fun today. So welcome. And more time, more money, 5 hidden time links that drain your profits. You are in the right place if that's what you want to learn. If not, this is the time to disembark and find your right plane. But you are here, you are at the right place, and thank you so much for joining. We're just going to take another minute to get people logged on. Sometimes this is a process. I probably should just say the webinar starts at 4:55 so we can start on time. But that's a whole another teaching thing, which is arriving on time. And I appreciate for those who have. So you are in the right place. We're starting in just a moment. Just getting people, this is kind of a new platform. Maybe people are a little bit, they're not used to it. Clicking this button and that button. I hope it was easy for you. But this is a brand new platform that I've been using and it's been really awesome. So thank you. Yes, we'll be starting. So for those who came, I want to just go ahead and get started, and the other ones can join us. And like when the pilot is flying, if we take off a little bit late, they get that speed up and they can catch up by the end, and I hope to do that. So we still end on time. I want to honor your time for being here. So welcome. Welcome to More Time, More Money, 5 Hidden Time Leaks That Drain Your Profits. Hi, I'm Rosie Aiello, a productivity expert and small business mentor. I'm co-author of Entrepreneur Extraordinaire, the key handbook for all entrepreneurs, which you can find on my website, clearvistaconsulting.com, as well as I'm an author of the ebook series, The 1 Minute Productivity Tip, A Year of Productivity, Volumes 1 and 2. I am so excited to share with you my secrets of productivity and time management so that you can put into action immediately. I'll be sharing many strategies that my clients and members of my Accelerated Profits program use to create more time and more money in their lives. Does that sound cool or what? So while I can't cover everything in this webinar, you will leave with the first steps to filling your profit leaks. And I promise to talk about how we can continue our work together in my signature Accelerated Profits program so you can enjoy more time and more money. Actually, I think I want to say more time, more money, 5 hidden time leaks that drain your sanity. Because isn't it true that when you're juggling so many activities, you start to wonder what's up or what's down? So things can get pretty crazy. So welcome, and before we get started, I want to acknowledge and congratulate you for investing in yourself by attending this webinar. You know you have profit, time, and money that are draining your business, and you've decided to take action. Okay, so even if you aren't present in front of a device to view the webinar, because some have called me and asked me, you know, you can still listen and receive a lot of value. You're but just being here, your action shows you're committed to learning and improving yourself and your business. And that is just so important. I want to just honor you for doing that. Because people who get ahead take appropriate action. And that's what you're doing now. You are awesome. You are taking positive action to enhance your skill base to improve your productivity. You are taking the right action now on how to learn how to use your time effectively and efficiently to produce the results that you want. The most successful entrepreneurs, lawyers, other professionals on an accelerated profit path have learned, developed, and applied key time optimization and organization skills. So now you too are going to learn skills that will put you in the ranks as these other successful professionals. Because your time is precious, I'm keeping this power call to 1 hour. As I said, I'm going to try to save some time here. My intention is that by the end of the call, you will have time optimization strategies that you can implement now to move you forward more easily in your business. I want to just check something here. Okay. Okay, just some technical things, as I said. So what I want you to do is make the commitment now to participate. You may be, have attend many online training calls or live events. You may even be working with a coach now. You may even say, oh, I've heard that before. But sometimes all you need to hear is only one little golden nugget, one key tip that you hear for the first time or in just a different way that you now can actually get it and be ready to implement it. You are processing information all the time, and you are different today than you were a year ago, a month ago, or even a week ago. And that's why it's important to keep learning. And the key to learning is being open to receiving what you hear. So stay on the call until the very end because you don't know what you'll hear that will make that difference that you'll need. Plus, I'm going to be offering an exclusive opportunity for you to spend time with me personally for free. Please comment in the chat box. The best way is to, just get involved, make some comments. So for this moment, stay focused and be with me. Mute your other devices, put emails and Facebook and the like aside for the moment. You benefit most when you put your full attention on the subject. These are productivity tips I'm already giving you. So if you take notes on your computer, then you can do a split screen so you can write and see the slides. But do take notes. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself and why I do what I do, and then we'll jump into the key strategies that you'll get on your accelerated profit path. Here we go. So my last name is Aiello. Aiello, yes. And no, I'm not related to Danny Aiello. He just makes it easier for people to pronounce my name. I'm a second generation from Sicily, actually. So yes, I do love my olive oil and garlic. After receiving my MBA in finance, I worked in corporate finance in Silicon Valley companies in California. I had the pleasure to work in Paris for a while. I had already fallen in love with Paris after having studied there. After Silicon Valley, I got married and I moved to the Middle East, where I lived for about, more than 23 years. About half of that time was in Saudi Arabia. And so, yes, they do have McDonald's there. Actually, McDonald's is misspelled in Arabic, but that's another story. About half the time is in a beautiful country called Lebanon. While I was in the Middle East, I worked with nonprofits. I consulted for small businesses, including consulting with Saudi businesswomen. and I produced a number of monthly live events for a number of years. I enjoy working out. I am no black belt, but I can do a pretty good punch and a kick. And last but not least, I plan on cooking up a mean dish of pasta well into my old age. So please note you are all invited. Stay in touch with me. Like me on Facebook, Rosie Aiello on Facebook. I love entertaining at parties. Overall, I've had some unique experiences. As you travel on your life and business journey, you're going to have obstacles, hurdles, challenges to jump over, go through, and overcome. That's life. But you don't have to make your journey more difficult by cluttering your path to success. That just makes you jump twice. Your path to success gets cluttered and filled with non-essential activities and time leaks that suck your energy, suck your productivity, and your profits. You struggle too much, and that's just not fun. During my journey, I've jumped over a few hurdles too. I don't have any black belts, but I do have 2 escapes under my belt, and that's the highest level I want to reach in that category. I escaped a war, bombs, bullets, and fire during the Lebanese-Hezbollah war with the Israelis. I then escaped a personal war of a 23-year emotionally abusive marriage. So I think I know a thing or two about working under pressure, stress, and getting things done. I share these stories for several reasons. When you escape, you only have one chance to do it right. You have to make sure all your ducks are in a row. However, what is awesome about today is that we're not talking about your life, but about your business. You have numerous chances to get it right. What I'd like to do is show you how to escape from your old ways and move into a new pattern and onto a new path of getting things done. You know that if you continue to do things in the same way, you're going to get the same results. I ask you, how's that working for you so far? How are you feeling being in your current situation? You simply can't do it alone. You need a different set of eyes, expert eyes, that not only to see with, but to guide you in the right direction. I also share this story because I got my freedom because of effective planning, applying to the best I could proper time management and organization skills, and I got support during the process. Freedom was landing at San Francisco International Airport. And this experience fuels my passion to help you become more successful in your business by teaching these extremely important skills so you don't get in the way of your own success. Freedom for you. So let's think about freedom to make more money, freedom for more time, freedom to spend more time with your family and friends. That's freedom you all can have if you learn and develop these skills. You love what you do, but if you can't get the right things done and done easily, it's always going to feel like an uphill battle. That's where your sanity starts to get challenged. You are stressed, overwhelmed, and stuck. That's not having a productive environment for business success. Now, of course, in this short time we have together, I cannot possibly share all that I know, but as I promised earlier, I will share with you strategies to get you started. You'll hear how these same strategies are what my clients and members of my program, the Accelerated Profit Plan, put into action daily. Don't worry. I'll let you know how you can get support so you aren't left hanging. You won't want to miss this opportunity. Let's start. Let's get started with discovering those hidden time leaks that drain your profits. Time is your most valued asset. I'm going to ask you, do you value yourself? Do you value yourself? Do you value your time? Really? Think about it. We're going to test it at the end here, so it's easy to say yes, but we'll see how much you believe in it or believe in yourself. Because if it is the case, then your time has value. And as a business person, that means money. And if you are mismanaging your time, that means you are leaking money. It doesn't have to be this way. I'm excited for you to get started on your accelerated profit path. In the title of this webinar, I mentioned time leaks. Now, many of you may not have heard of that term before, but let me tell you, you are all leaking. I'm leaking too. We're all leaking. Some of us are just leaking more than others. Imagine holes in your roof and it's leaking. All this water just keeps coming in and it keeps pouring in and pouring in. And before you know it, your office is full of buckets. You know, you've laid these buckets around to collect all these drips and drops and everything else. But the buckets aren't filled with water. They're filled with buckets of money that are going down the drain because of your time leaks. How much are you leaking? Wasting time looking for paper, spending too much time on the internet, drowning in emails, procrastinating, not planning or delegating. They all add up. They all add up. And here is a list. Here is a short list of some of your time leaks and the time that you can be losing each day. Wasting 9 minutes looking for misplaced papers because you don't have a system. Spending more than 30 minutes or more on the internet but not business related. Not delegating. Doing tasks you shouldn't be doing. 12 minutes. Interruptions and distractions costing you 24 minutes a day. This is based on a study. Even though you have things on the computer, yay, but sometimes if you don't have a system there, it can take you time to find your file. 5 minutes. Difficulty making decisions. This is a big problem for somebody. You can't move ahead. Your to-do list is ineffective or you don't have one. Procrastination, 5 minutes. I hope you're all laughing and saying, 5 minutes? I mean, who procrastinates for 5 minutes? Nobody. If you're going to, I know I procrastinate. And when we procrastinate, it's going to be for an hour, 2 hours, a few days. Costs you. Doing repetitive work, meaning you are reinventing the wheel. All of these little leaks, a little bit here, a little bit there, add up to 2 hours a day, and you are not even aware of it. Now, when you have a water leak in your roof, do you wait a month or more when the leak has gotten worse and is ruining your floor and your furniture before you call a roofer to fix it? Or do you call the roofer as soon as you find out? You know the answer. So how do you seal your time leaks? And when do you seal your time leaks? You seal your time leaks by planning, using proper systems, and applying key time management skills. The more efficient you are, the more time you have during the day. And you've got to agree, when things are working more efficiently, you're going to be a lot happier. Are your systems, planning, and time management skills currently working for you? Let me mentor and coach you today. Let's look at an example of the real financial and personal cost of these hidden time leaks. Let's assume, for ease, the rate you charge your clients is $100. Makes the math easier. And you can easily multiply it by 2, 3, or 400, or 4 to whatever your rate is. Just so you understand the value of your precious time. Now, the cost of your time leaks based on just those 2 hours a day. Most people say, "Oh, Rosie, those numbers are wrong. It's not just 9 minutes looking for my papers. It's like a half an hour. It's way under." So for 2 hours at $100, the cost is $50,000 on an annualized basis. $50,000. This is not play money. Remember we said you value your time. This is $50,000 of your time that you have wasted. And it adds up to over $4,000 on a monthly basis. Right? I'm going to look at that number for a little bit. Is it making you nauseated? I gave a presentation the other day and the woman was almost having convulsions. You didn't go into business for money to go down the drain. You went into business to make money. Let's get started to now seal 5 hidden time leaks that drain your profits. I'm going to give you the first one. Get ready to take your notes if you haven't already. Time affirmations. I'm going to share a tip with you. It may not be the most obvious tip. This is probably the easiest and yet the hardest at the same time to implement. Remember when I said it's important to be open and coachable? This is one of those that requires you to be open to receiving it. So listen up. How often do you say, "I don't have enough time"? I don't have enough time. There's not enough time. I wish there were more time. Good news. You have 1,440 minutes to invest in every single day. At midnight, your account resets itself and you will receive another 1,440 minutes to invest in every single day. Well, except one, but we're not going to go there today. That's a lot of time. So the first and critical element is to stop saying, "I don't have any time." Because what you put your attention and focus on, you attract. The more energy and emotion you put behind, "I don't have any time," well, guess what? The less time you're going to have. Because the amount of time you have is your own perception of it. Therefore, start saying instead, every day, I have enough time every day to achieve what I want. I have enough time every day to achieve what I want. And another one I'll share with you. I have a long list of these. But another one that's very helpful is I consistently utilize my time for goal achieving activities. I have enough time every day to achieve what I want. I consistently utilize my time for goal achieving activities. Copy these statements now. Copy them down. Your attitude about time is just as important as how you manage yourself during the time you have. As soon as you say you don't have time, that means you are in a state of stress, right? And once you are feeling highly stressed, your ability to think and act clearly and quickly is diminished. So I recommend you write these statements on a 3x5 card. Post them where you can repeat these statements daily. You can see them, think about them, It takes less than a minute to do this. You will start to seal some of your leaks by simply becoming more aware of how you're using your time and how you think of time. Don't underestimate the power of this. You can't fix a problem if it's not identified. This is the first start to you increasing your awareness of how you're using your time so you can seal your leaks. You will become more effective before you realize it. It's really critical. The second step towards sealing your time leaks and getting you on an accelerated profit path is managing physical clutter. But it's a little bit more than that. I'd like to share a couple of client stories with you. One of my clients was a leadership team trainer and facilitator for corporations, a brilliant and energetic woman. She was in the process of writing her second book when she contacted me. I was actually the very first person she ever worked with because she was holding so much shame. She felt comfortable with me and opened up to me quite freely. It was really an honor. So she had a lot of shame about her office environment. On every flat surface, her desk, her credenza, her filing cabinet, the floor, every inch was covered with papers and stuff. She was fabulous to work with. I taught her a decision-making system for addressing her papers. I created a filing system. It took a while to go through everything, but fortunately she was able to make decisions quickly and easily. That was great. When we were through, the transformation was dramatic. Not simply by removing the physical clutter, but by removing the mental clutter that the physical clutter was causing. There are several costs involved with physical clutter, which I won't go into here. Rather, I want to address that hidden time leak. As soon as the physical clutter was removed, her energy and creativity skyrocketed. Her productivity went up. The book that she couldn't complete, she was now able to focus on. The productivity of the entire office was elevated. When you have lots of physical clutter around, it drains your energy and your creativity, making it much more difficult for you to complete a task, and you take more time to complete your work. So it's a double whammy. Time is wasted, money down the drain. You think, oh, I'll get to it later. I'll get to it later. I'm telling you, get to it now. Write this down on your action sheet. The clutter is affecting you more than you realize. Another client of mine was essentially, he was pretty organized. He was a project manager, or part of his work included project managing, and he had studied that a lot. However, he still didn't have very many good or clear systems to follow. And as you know, when you work with your clients, you see the bigger picture. That's why you need somebody from the outside to look in. You need to see that. And so you give them what they want. But you provide what they need. So he had lots of physical clutter, which he didn't really notice. He had a filing system, if you call a filing system having files and a file folder and a filing cabinet. So just to make it clear, that is not a system. So we started going through his stuff. However, he had much more difficulty making decisions about what to do, and he had difficulty letting go. But as time passed, under my guidance, he became faster and faster at deciding, what to let go of, that stuff he didn't need. By removing the clutter, he realized he was able to make decisions of all types much faster. I mean, he couldn't believe it. He felt it so clearly, he surprised himself. He called me one day, with Rosie, I'm making decisions faster. Everything seems to be a lot easier. Is that because of the work we did? And I'm going, yes. When you make decisions faster, you can move faster in your business. Just for the decluttering, not even including the improvement in decision making or the benefits from the other systems we created, he saved over $36,000 annually. That was money previously going down the drain. How amazing was that for him? Plan to declutter. You will benefit in many ways as my other clients have. Write this activity on as an action item. Things don't get done by dreaming about them. You have to do it. You have to do it. We're going to move to the third time leak and the next step on your accelerated profit path. How do you feel when you are deep in thought and when you are suddenly interrupted because someone either comes up to you or the phone rings and you're jolted out of that wonderful concentration you're experiencing? Think about it. You maybe feel, delighted for the moment, and, maybe if the call is from a loved one or from a potential client, or you may feel annoyed at being interrupted. I imagine you probably have a combination of these experiences. One of my clients, she works in an open office environment, and let me tell you, she is not happy at all when people come up to her randomly, and rightly so. Dr. Gloria Marks of UC Irvine did a study which showed that when you are interrupted, it takes on average 23 minutes to get back on task. 23 minutes. I think it's like 23 minutes and 12 seconds. You know those professors. That's a lot of time. Your rhythm is broken. You start chatting with that person. Maybe it's only for 5 or 10 minutes. Then since you've been interrupted, you may get up for a bio break. You got distracted, so you move on to something else. Do you see the pattern here? It doesn't mean that every interruption will have this result, but on average it will. It will. 23 lost minutes. But here's more of the hidden time leak. With every interruption, your flow, you know what I mean when you've been in the zone, okay? That flow is now interrupted. Then not only does it take you 23 minutes just to get back to the task, it will take you more time to get back into the flow to remember where you were, what you were trying to do. That momentum was lost. So it could take you another 10, 20 minutes to get back to where you were. What appeared to be a 10-minute interruption ends up being a 20 to 40-minute interruption. You have a few of those a day or during a week, and you're leaking like a sieve. That's your time, your money. This is not play money. You value yourself, your value, and your time. So how do you seal that time leak? You seal that time leak by honoring yourself. That means creating boundaries for yourself and keeping those policies. Learn to say no, politely, of course. Gotta always be polite. Your being Mr. or Ms. Nice Person doesn't help you. You need to learn what kind of policy you need and develop the skills for your boundary policy. This time leak is huge if it's not managed properly, and yet it frequently goes unrecognized. People make excuses. I have another client who is an attorney, a very sweet attorney. She kept being interrupted by a colleague who was not as busy as she was. She was so frustrated because she was, losing a lot of time over the course of the month. And she felt the frustration. She just was frustrated and upset. After I created her boundary policies and she implemented them, not only did she, reduce her frustration, anxiety, and annoyance over the situation, which is again, the pain she was really feeling, but she sealed that time leak, which was needlessly costing her thousands of dollars a month. Just think about that. Think about how these situations come up in your life and what it's costing you emotionally, financially, and otherwise. Not much fun. You know, there are many situations and conditions where you need to create boundary policies, but I don't have time to go through them now. You'll learn those in the other programs I have. Just note that a little drop here, a little drop there, these time leaks add up. That's money down your drain. That's money out of your pocketbook. Time you could have been using for income producing activities. Time saved so you could leave the office earlier to get to your family sooner. Your time is precious. So honor yourself. Honor yourself. And before I continue sharing more tips and strategies that seal your time leaks, I have an invitation to extend to you. This is this is an invitation for a no obligation, and I mean it, how to have more time and money strategy session with me. During this session, you'll receive clarity and focus on areas you were not even aware of. The action is key to really identify your steps on the next path. You may have the best marketing plan or whatever, but if you don't have time to implement it, it's worthless. It's worthless. I'm inviting you, and I mean this with no obligation, to discover where you are and what your next steps might be. If you're online now and not listening on your cell phone and driving, please don't do that. You can just go to the free session there. You'll see the little pop-up. It's on the bottom right, and you can just click on that, and that will get you to signing up. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. So it's clearvistaconsulting.com/discovery. Again, clearvistaconsulting.com/discovery. If you are dedicated to your success, if you want to serve more clients, if you want to seal your time leaks, if you want to make more money, if you want to have the freedom for relaxation and time with family and friends, then I invite you to apply for a free 30-minute How to Have More Time and Money discovery session with me. You can't fix what you can't see or what you're not even aware of. As you receive clarity on your challenges, the next steps will become clearer. It's a win-win. As you can imagine, my time is limited, so open the page, click on that yellow button you see on your screen, or if you don't see it, clearvistaconsulting.com/discovery. It'll take like 5 minutes, and you'll have it done. That's another productivity, getting it done. No procrastinating here, guys. And I don't open discovery sessions like this, but maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Doesn't happen very often. This is your chance to take advantage of this moment for some one-on-one time with me. Act now to get ahead, okay? Let's continue on your accelerated profit path by sealing another time leak. Number 4, delegation. Whew. You can't do it all by yourself. I am sure you've heard this before. Yet entrepreneurs think they save money by doing it themselves. We need to be constantly reminded. If you do a job that you could pay someone $25 an hour to do, and your rate is $100 an hour, like we did in that example, then that means you are paying $100 for that job, $75 more than you should. $75 more than you should. Plus, your time has been spent on a task that you shouldn't have been doing. You can't get back time. So instead of having used that 1 hour to call potential clients or implement a key marketing program, both of which would have increased your profitability by hundreds or thousands of dollars. You have just used that hour on a $25 job and drained your profits. Delegating is absolutely key to growth. Yet, you need to know how to delegate, what to delegate, and when. I would love to go into more detail, but that can be done later through the programs that I have. What's important now is to be open to delegating. I hear all the time from solo entrepreneurs that they have no one to delegate to. Well, that's the problem. That's the attitude that we need to shift. You don't need employees to be able to start delegating. Most of you, I am sure, are familiar with the world of virtual assistants. You can start out small, then work your way up. And I show you how to do that. First thing is just to talk about and get yourself open to understanding and wanting to delegate. So the first thing that you need to do is make a list of the tasks you don't like to do. Make a list of the tasks you don't like to do. That's a good place to start. Why? Because the tasks you don't like to do will be most likely be the ones you procrastinate on. Or if and when you do them, you're going to take more time, you're going to do them poorly compared to someone who knows it well and does it all the time, and they're going to do it faster. You are spending money. You are wasting time and money when you do it yourself. You just don't see it. That's why it's another hidden time leak. What is a better use of your time? Doing data entry for some business cards or calling 3, 4, or 5 potential clients and having sales conversations? Which activity is going to bring in the money? There are many ways to start small and without breaking your bank. But if you think small, if you think you can't afford it, you won't grow. That mentality will keep you stuck. Remember, what you focus your attention and emotions on, you will attract. Start thinking big. Start thinking, I can grow my business easily. Start thinking outside the box instead of creating reasons why you can't do something. Make that list of things you don't like to do, pick one, and delegate it. Pick one and delegate it. Write this down. Delegating is not an expense. Delegating is an investment in my business. If you think that delegating is an expense, then you're going to slip into, it costs money. I don't have money. I can't afford it. All that negative thinking keeps you locked into smallness. But if you say and think that delegating is an investment in my business, then you'll view delegation as a source of growth, right? A client of mine, another attorney, was stressed out about losing an intern who had been working for him because she had been doing a lot of work and supporting him in so many different ways. And it was more than that, so many things. And in a few minutes consultation with him, just a few minutes, I guided him to have the intern, who was going to be leaving shortly, write the procedures for the work she was doing. So when she left, he wasn't going to have to do it. He had the how done for him. He would be able to now reduce his time training the new intern as well. He saved so much time by implementing these strategies, he was able to go home early to see his baby boy. I mean, how sweet was that? You know, before he was all stressed and wondering how to solve the problem. And can you imagine an attorney writing down the procedures or spending time, now having to spend time to teach this new intern? Everything was saved. All that time was saved. You know, he saved hours of his time equaling thousands of dollars. He was happy. He went home happy and early because he delegated. When you make an investment, you reap a higher return. Think of delegation in those terms. In my programs, I go into depth of the what and the how to delegate. Now, the fifth and final tip to seal your time links and continue your path to accelerated profits is writing things down. Okay, to-do lists are great if you use them. But what's even more important is booking the time on your calendar. Not just for meetings and events, but for your work too. When I ask people if they use a calendar, they say, oh yes, all the time. When I push for more information, it becomes clear they only use it to book meetings and appointments. A line item on your to-do list has no time value. Just like one stack of paper that is a foot high can be dealt with in 5 minutes, while a 1-inch pile can take an hour, it's what's in it. Tasks on your to-do list may range from 5 minutes to hours, but you can't see that when you just write your list. You don't have time, the right time estimated. Because you just haven't estimated the right amount of time. You haven't probably planned your time in the first place. So that gives you the whole feeling that, oh, I don't have time, I don't have time. That's how you get that syndrome. Then you end up being frustrated because you are running out of time. This is key. Book time on your calendar. Once you do, you'll see whether you have time to do the task at hand. So think about this. This is, because a lot of people do this. This is easy. Say you're traveling. You're going to go to a meeting, which you need to put on your calendar. But do you put on your calendar your traveling time? Because if you have a meeting at 9 o'clock and it's now 10 minutes to 9, unless the meeting is in your office, you're probably going to be late unless it's like right next door. So you need to plan the time for getting to your car or taking a bus or walking there, whatever the mode of transportation is, going up an elevator. All that time has to be calculated. And for me, I also calculate in getting lost time and parking time. If you're in the city, it's hard to find parking. You need to calculate all of that into your planning time. I had a client who didn't write her task in our calendar. As a result, every time her clients would call to ask her if she could do a project, she said, oh yeah, sure. She had no concept of how long each project would take. She didn't book it into her calendar to determine when she would do it. Guess what happened? She was late delivering. Clients were angry with her. She was just about to lose a couple of huge clients when I came in. I literally saved her job and reputation. She was a good person. She didn't know these time management skills. It's not a reflection of her character. This is a huge hidden time link if you don't know about it. And as with my client, it can cost you dearly. Your calendar is not only for writing down meetings, it's also for writing down your work time and other activities, including travel time. Make your calendar your best friend. We live in a fast-paced world where most people appear to be busy, yet they're not really getting much done. Time just flies, and that's why you just think, I don't have time, I don't have time. Are you on a treadmill of life, spending valued minutes exerting energy, creating stress and anxieties in your life, and not moving further ahead like you like to? Does that sound like any of you? All these things. Most of us recognize our health is extremely important. Yet how many people neglect their health? I showed you the financial cost to your time leaks. But there's a lot more. The cost is your health, that feeling of overwhelm. No one likes to feel that. Feeling stressed, frustrated, having anxiety. Then all of these lead to different things. They lead to lack of sleep, poor diet, not having time for exercise. Saying that you don't have time to exercise or take a walk. You end up feeling miserable, take medications, being sleep deprived. You need to write down your personal activities on your calendar too. You can see the cost is not only financial, it's your health. It's your health. It's your emotional well-being. You don't want to end up like this guy whose head is in the sand with time passing. I don't think he's very happy. He's not happy at all. So let's review. Say your daily time affirmations to better manage your time, to raise your awareness of how you are using your time, and to change your perception from lack and scarcity to full and saying, I have enough. Take time to declutter your work and home environment. You'll have more energy, more creativity, work better and faster. Your work is your creativity. That's what you're doing. Create and maintain your boundary policy. Delegate. Start small, but just start delegating. Write your activities on the calendar to see if you have time to do them. Remember, I asked you in the beginning, do you value yourself? Do you value your time? Charles Darwin said, a man who dares to waste 1 hour of life has not discovered the value of life. The business owner who dares to waste 1 hour of his or her workday has not discovered the value of his or her business. By Rosie Aiello. That's me. That's your business. You need to seal your time leaks because they are costing you, whether you recognize it or not. They are costing you financially, emotionally, and health-wise. Now is the time to take action, to accept this invitation to discover your challenge, to get clarity and focus on the next steps. How many programs are you in where you don't complete the work? How many online programs have you purchased but didn't take time to learn the material? Are you frequently late delivering to, or let's say, or getting back to your clients or prospects? Are you frequently overwhelmed? If you have been in this state for a while, then let me tell you, it's not going to change all of a sudden by magic. You have to change what you do, but you have to know what and how to change. These time leaks are costing, and then it becomes a big snowball effect. The more stressed and overwhelmed you are, the less productive you are, the less income you'll make. You can't get on that accelerated profit path, the less quality time you'll have in this life. Remember my talking about freedom? I appreciate and reflect on my freedom every single day, and I don't take it for granted. Your time is precious. Your life is precious. Learning these time optimization and organization skills is what is going to allow you to have the other freedoms, to allow you to execute what your coach is telling you, to grow your business, to have the freedom of time and money. I didn't get my freedom alone. I had support. So now, freedom to have more time, or continue to be a slave to time. Freedom to make more money, or you continue wasting time and you lose money, clients, and other opportunities. Freedom for time to spend with your family and friends, or you end up having little or no time to relax and have fun. One thing I learned early on in my business is that you can't see when you're in the middle of it. And what you can't see, you can't fix. And that's why these discovery sessions are so powerful. They will help you see what you can't by yourself. I'm inviting you, and I mean this with no obligation, to discover where you are and what your next steps might be. Click on the button you see on your screen. If you don't see it, just go to clearvistaconsulting.com/discovery. Open the page and complete it. So as soon as you get off this webinar, do it now. Do it now. You know, these sessions are extremely powerful, and there's no pressure for you to continue to work with me because it's a discovery. You deserve to have your business run smoother and easier. You know, my heart breaks when I see entrepreneurs struggle needlessly. You can continue doing the same things in the same way as before. You can read a book and think it'll get it done, but have you? Make the commitment to yourself and for your business. Act now and complete How to Have More Time and Money strategy form. Just go to the button, you click on it. This is a chance for you to get one-on-one attention with me to discover your particular challenges. Okay? Those who submit the quickest will get reviewed the first and be on their way sooner to success. This is your chance to get that. I will review every single request personally and make every effort to allot the time for you. I seek your success. Through our discussion, you will discover areas that you weren't even aware of. These sessions are so awesome. People walk away energized and focused. You deserve the same for you. This is the time for you to get clarity. No obligation. So if you're serious and you are committed to the ease and success of your business, take the few minutes, complete the questionnaire. It takes about 5 minutes, and you're going to be on your accelerated profit path a lot sooner. I'm eager to talk to as many of you as I can, and I will look at all of your applications, and I'm going to just make sure that it works for you. Do it quickly. Be among the first. This is the time to go to the link, clearvistaconsulting.com/. You'll have a limited opportunity to have a one-on-one with me. So those who are productive, take action now. This has been a lot of fun. You have received some great information. I look forward to sharing some one-on-one time with you, and you never know. Maybe someday we'll have a nice big pasta party too. Have a wonderful day, and I wish you all the success. Looking forward to talking to you soon. Take care.